The number one reason Shopify brands don't grow fast isn't because of intelligence. After scaling hundreds of Shopify stores over 10 years, I've discovered that slow growing stores make these 8 mistakes. So in this video, I'll show you why this year's growth playbook is already broken. The step-by-step system you can install today to scale your store so fast it feels illegal, and a real brand crushing it using this exact same system so you can do it too. Most founders think ads are just about making money right now, but that mindset is the reason most brands fail. If you must be first order profitable today, you'll never have room to test. That's why most founders burn out before they even hit the 6 figures. They treat ad spend like precious rent money instead of an education budget. Rent is survival and ad spend is education. Confuse the two and you'll go broke fast. Nick Shackelford, who is the head of retention at Breeze, grew the brand to $5 million in monthly revenue in 2 years. When launching the brand, he treated every dollar like it was tuition.
I need to continue to spend to learn what's going to work. Because honestly, half of this stuff is thinking about like tranches of cash. I have $10,000 to spend. What am I trying to learn or uncover with this $10,000?
They were buying answers to see if customers brought because of one headline versus another in static ads. Their drink contains THC from cannabis, so they were also understanding what they can actually say in ads. The first quarter, they spent between $75,000 and $100,000 just to figure out what worked. This was money they did not expect to get back right away. They were buying learnings before earnings. By the end of the quarter, they had a clear map of what creative and what audience were going to scale. That's how they hit 5 million in a single month, while most brands are still stuck wondering why ads don't work. You might be thinking like most people, but what if I can't afford to waste money on ads? You don't need 100 grand to learn these lessons in most markets. And the point is that it's not wasted money if you're improving ad creative for future profit. If you're working with $500 to $1,000, you can apply the same principle. The only difference is speed. Breeze compressed their first main testing cycle of the market into 3 months. On a smaller budget, you're going to pay the cost of these lessons in years instead of months. The lessons are the same. Here's the lowdown. If you don't test, you end up wasting way more. You'll spend months guessing instead of learning. So how do you do this? Here's exactly what I do to blow up Shopify stores so you can apply the same lesson to your brand. Run your ad budget in tranches. These are focus tests made to get one answer. So every tranche should have one job. Are you testing price? Message? Offer? Don't try to learn everything at once. Break it down to discover what drives sales the best. This is what people love and how you scale quickly. Once you've spent ad dollars to learn what your market values most, you can't just throw more budget and expect your brand to grow fast. You've got to prove these insights in the cheapest way possible before scaling. How do you do that? That's where the smoke test comes in, and it's one of the simplest but most overlooked systems you'll ever run for a Shopify brand. Here's a trap most brands fall into next. They see something working and they sprint straight to scaling. That's like betting your entire life savings on a horse just because it won a warm-up lap. Scaling too early is the fastest way to light your money on fire. You'll think you found a winner, double your budget, and suddenly your great ad collapses. That's why Breeze runs what they call smoke tests.
If I have $10,000, I need to do a smoke test. I need to understand what is the reason why someone's going to even click on this thing.
The whole idea is to prove your ad angle in the cheapest, fastest way possible before you ever invest in big creative or big spend. Here's how they did it. They start with the lowest lift creative you can imagine, literally the product on a plain background with bold text calling out the value prop. That's it. No high production videos, no influencers, just the message. Then they run 3 to 4 different angles. For Breeze, it was things like stress relief, focus, energy, and whichever one pulled clicks, that was a signal to double down. Once they saw which angle actually resonated, then they built it out into scripted videos. You can do this yourself for your brand to grow it. This is exactly what we do for Shopify clients at our Shopify marketing agency, Digital Darts. Run statics first to get creative out fast. Find what offer is best and what headline works on the static. Then script out a video beginning with a strong hook related to the headline. You need to treat the video creative like Lego. You don't need a masterpiece every time.
The more you can rearrange these Lego bricks of things you're trying to call out for why your product works or who your product works for, this turns into like just a pure equation.
Just build simple blocks like a hook, benefit, solution, then arrange them to keep testing new variations. Think about it. Would you rather spend $5K producing a cinematic ad that flops, or $200 running quick tests that actually tell you which message is worth investing in? So once you've smoke tested and found the angles that actually get clicks, you might be thinking, cool, now I'll just target the perfect audience and print money. But today, audience hacks are dead. There's a new playbook to grow so fast it feels illegal. If you're still trying to micro-target interests or layer audiences like it's 2018, you're raging against the machine. Meta's algorithm already knows your customer better than you ever will. I've been running this strategy successfully for Shopify brands for years. Back in 2022, Nick was also advocating for spending less time with audiences and more on creative.
If your media buyers or your agencies or your team is coming to you with audience insights or campaign structure insights, I would encourage them to let that go and more spending the time on what are the messages being said in the creative or content, because it is, and it has always been, content first.
Breeze isn't winning by gaming the targeting dropdown. They feed the algo diverse creative that speaks to different micro stories.
They've been saying that with the Power 5 movement that they've been pushing for a very, very long time. But this is them doubling down on like better storytelling, better investment in a creative. And now they're saying we need more authenticity. We need more diversification in storytelling. I mean, that's from the beast that drives majority of our ad spend.
Meta's own engineers in the Andromeda update show narratives in your ad account matter more than audiences. What actually works today is letting your creative do the targeting. Your ads need to show the story, the lifestyle, and the people that mirror your real buyers. That's what makes someone stop scrolling. Now you might be thinking, so should I just run broad and pray? Not quite. You run broad, yes, but then you feed the algo with a variety of creative that tells different buyer stories.
The more we have creative of people in Florida running that look like they've lived in Florida, the better the ads do.
That's how you unlock scale. And here's where it all comes together, because if creative is your targeting, then you can't rely on just a handful of ads. The real reason so many brands stall is because they treat creative like a one-off project. They launch a batch of ads, cross their fingers, and then scratch their heads when results tank after 2 weeks. The ad that crushed it yesterday could flop tomorrow. The only way to stay ahead is to constantly produce new creative at scale. Breeze has a relentless creative machine that allows them to scale fast.
So generally speaking, I think more is better than less, because if you don't have anything working, you're going to need more anyways. And as soon as something starts to work, all it's going to do is inform what more you need to make.
And their standard? 10 fresh concepts every week, which turns into about 20 ads once you count variations. The aim isn't to hit a viral winner every time. The real goal is to build a pipeline. 70% of your budget goes towards proven winners, while 30% fuels ongoing tests.
We're trying to have 70% of the dollars going towards what we have conviction in what's working, 30% going towards things that we are not totally sure.
Let's say 1 week none of your new ads hit your performance targets. No big deal, your winners keep driving results. But if performance dips, the secret is to shift to 90% winners and 10% test, or even 100% winners, putting all your spend behind what's working until the next round of tests lands. Even if you're churning out creative, rising ad costs can still eat your profits, unless you optimize this next thing I'm about to show you. Founders get stuck thinking, if people just try my product, they'll love it. And maybe that's true. But when it comes to ads, nobody cares about try my product. What they care about is what's in it for me and whether the offer feels irresistible right now.
The offer is the most important.
Browsing Breeze ads library, the main offer is an 8-pack with a 4-shot bonus and free shipping. And this is a subscription-only offer. So when people buy, they are getting this tremendous value up front that leads to massive profits as the customer sticks with them for months and even years. They are very intentional at making this better than any Black Friday sale or deal you can get elsewhere. This offer is what drives massive repeat buyers to grow quickly. So how do you apply this? The simplest thing you can do right now for your offer is to find a product that complements your main offer. One that sells best, highest converting, highest lifetime value. This increases your average order value and avoids discounting. So So I'll show you how to do it for a pillow brand. I browse sleep in Amazon to see related products people love that are likely going to be low cost. You can also browse categories. I see sleep masks are very popular with priority listings for this search and loved reviews. I can then browse Alibaba to find a good sleep mask that mimics these bestsellers that can be bundled as a gift with a pillow. So if your ads aren't working, don't blame the algorithm. Ask yourself, does my offer make someone stop scrolling and think, I'd be stupid not to try this? Once you've got a killer offer, another silent killer you need to watch out for is where you send your traffic. You might be killing your ads without realizing it by sending traffic straight to generic product or collection pages. You just paid $2 to get that click, then the shopper lands on a plain Shopify page that has a product image, a brief description, some reviews. No extra copy, no strong offer, weak visuals, no emotional statements, and weak social proof where it matters. That's not a funnel. That's a leaky bucket. Every fast-growing brand I've worked with has a high-converting landing page. Breeze has landing pages for ads, each one tailored to the offer. If the ad promises a starter bundle, the landing page has the bundle as a star. The landing page has a strong offer, good iconography with their key benefits like no hangover and fast acting, scrolling benefits, mechanisms that give the benefits a reason why they work, and FAQs. One thing they're missing is a good comparison table to their main competitor, which is probably alcohol. I found comparison tables do great with conversions. Once your landing pages are dialed in, the next step is to keep bringing in new customers over time. And that's where SEO and Google Ads can help, but only if they don't compete with your meta growth. You can do this by understanding something about profit. I see Shopify brands treat media buying in isolation. The ad buyer spends, finance worries later. Those running the different channels fight over who really drove the sale, and that's how you get unprofitable months and founders confused why the bank account is empty. At Breeze, ad buyers give hourly reports, Monday to Sunday, on what was spent, what's the return, and what was the end capital.
This is a daily forecast, and we're going to update this in real time. We do that every single hour from our team. So we know at every moment where the spend is going.
The goal is to have the marketer know the numbers. Nick doesn't want media guys pulling numbers in blindly with reports. You need to look at what's going on beyond ROAS, because ROAS doesn't exist. I suggest you have a reporting schedule that works for your level of scale. And most importantly, any media buyer that you have needs financial competence to see the real impact of ad dollars on profit. You want to know how much profit per order, per day was made. This is known as contribution margin. CDR and ROAS are meaningless.
Your marketing has to marry finance as well as forecasting.
When you marry marketing with finance, you can grow fast because you get cash and profit that fuels scale. But you're capping growth if you make this next mistake. A brand came to me one day who had their revenue cut in half overnight. Their ad account just got banned. You see, another mistake most brands make is they get addicted to meta. It's easy to see why. I mean, the scale is there, the targeting is there, the dashboard makes you feel like you're in control. Meta-only growth is fragile. One account ban, one algorithm update, and your entire growth engine disappears overnight. That's not a business, that's gambling. Instead of treating meta as the only plan, fast-growing stores treat it as one of several plan A's. Alongside Facebook, they build up Google search, YouTube, TikTok, offline events, affiliates, and influencers. The result, no single channel can kill them, and every channel feeds the others. More influencer buzz means meta ads convert better. More social buzz gives more organic search for SEO. Strong Google campaigns stabilize cash flow when meta CPMs spike. But, and I mean but, if you're starting out, copying what the big guys are doing right now will kill your brand. What's working for top brands isn't what's best for you. The best thing you can do is to get really good at one channel. Organic short form video or meta ads are great channels for e-commerce founders to get great at. Once you've got this channel fine-tuned and scaling, then I suggest you diversify. If you do too much to start with, you'll just end up distracted and bad at many channels. So let's say you're successfully running meta ads. You feel established in that and have also expanded into other channels. You're winning customers. There's one cheat code I've seen work again and again to safely scale profit in your store. Most founders think the finish line is getting a customer, but that's just the start. Breeze's churn rate for their subscriptions used to sit at 24%. With one simple tactic I'm about to show you, they slashed it to 17%. That's millions in extra profit unlocked by something you can plug into your Shopify store right now. The real cheat code comes from keeping customers. Every extra month a customer sticks around is pure profit injected into your brand. Too many owners obsess over new customers, but they're just your entry ticket. Retention is the multiplier. Nick breaks down retention into 3 danger zones, and if you tackle these, you'll transform your retention. Day 1, churn are the folks who only brought for the discount. These are the people who would marry you for the honeymoon suite and file for divorce the next morning. They cancel right away, and honestly, there's not much you can do unless you give them a reason to stick around. Breeze tells these customers upfront that there's a real gift coming in month 2. Then it's up to the product to deliver. Then there's the billing reminder spike. The moment the first renewal email lands, customers start to second guess. That's your chance to win them back. Breeze uses plain text founder emails, customer reviews, and what to expect guides to keep excitement high. One of these simple emails made them $40,000. The third main danger zone is the post-second renewal drop-off. A few weeks after the second renewal, churn spikes again. Breeze tackled this by running a giveaway. Stay subscribed past day 27 and you could win 5 free cases.
The churn reduction is around education around the product and the gifts that they potentially get for the back half of the months. So some specific things that we've done that have increased it that actually didn't cost us any money. We do subscriber giveaways and say like, hey, if you were subscribed past the 27th, you have been entered in to win 5 free cases. Give more of the product that they're already subscribing to get. At the end of the day, that's what they want. They want more.
That one move dropped churn from 24% to 17%. So map out your own danger zones, then build a playbook made of education, real value, and communication at each stage. That's how you turn a leaky bucket into a profit machine. Breeze spent 6 figures to learn what worked. Most brands spend money only to learn that they're broke. Don't let that be you. Watch this other video I made and I'll show you why 90% of Shopify stores lose profit when they try to scale Facebook ads.